Hey everyone, my name is Will. I'm the CEO of Phonely, and today I want to walk you through a quick tutorial on how to use Phonely's call history page to get the most out of answering your calls. We're going to be going over both what you can do in terms of filtering, some of the analytics that we're capturing, as well as the call path feature, which I think is a really underrated feature in Phonely's platform. So today we're going to jump right into the call history, starting with the just table view. So every single call that comes inside of Phonely's platform is going to be logged in here. You're going to be able to see a list of the phone numbers. You're going to be able to see the topic, the sentiment, the ended reason, the outcome, and you have a bunch more filters of all the different types of things you can filter for here. So for example, if you're running an A/B test, you can simply add that field to show you what version of the A/B test you'd be running. We're not running one right now, so that's not going to be there. But you can filter a lot of different things and show only the information that you really want to see when you're analyzing these calls. So some of our best power users of Phonely, what they're doing is they care about a few things. So they're using outcome tagging in Phonely's workflow section to tag the calls appropriately with maybe the stage that they're getting into. So product support related, task related confirmation, whatever that might be. They're using those outcomes, and then what they can do is they can go in here and they can filter by those outcomes. So if we're only looking for product support related calls, well then we can see only those calls appearing here, and that's going to be AI generated or tagged manually in Phonely's Flow Builder. So if you wanted to see how to do that, I would recommend checking out Phonely's Flow Builder or Ask AI inside of Phonely's platform, how to do that, and I'll tell you exactly how you can tag call outcomes in the platform. All right, so let's say that we have filtered out the calls we want to see. So this is only the ones that are product support related. We have a view mode here. So if it's grayed out, that means you viewed it before. If it's not gray, that means you haven't viewed it. So we can see what has been read and unread. Here we're going to look through what appointment booking might look like here. So when it pops up, first off, we have a summary of the conversation. We have all the analytics of when the call actually occurred, the date. We have the caller details. You can really easily copy the phone number if you need to give them a ring back, their location, and then any more statistics on call variables. As Phonely goes through the conversation, what it's going to be doing is it's going to be storing variables. Now these variables are defined by you inside of the call flow. So as you're building out your Phonely agent, you can define exactly what this information might be here. So as you can see, we're storing a lot of variables there. The next thing that we'll have access to is you have the ability to play back all the call recordings here, so you can listen to any of the calls. You can give it thumbs up, thumbs down, download the recording here if you want to do that as well, adjust the recording speed, all of that as well within your wheelhouse. The next thing you can do is you can scroll through the transcript, and I want to show you two really cool features that you have inside of Phonely's transcript. So number one, you'll be able to see the variables stored, so that might be a name that's gathered. Additionally, you might be able to see the reasoning that the AI model thought. So Phonely has pioneered real-time reasoning, which means that the AI model actually tells you what it's thinking when it's choosing those different features without adding any additional latency. It's a super, super cool feature. And then you also see a couple of checkboxes here. The checkboxes is if our endpointing algorithm detected an endpoint or if it timed out. So if it timed out, that means that we weren't sure if it was an endpoint, so it kind of hit the max duration, and then we sent the request anyways. Very small, very advanced feature, but something you can adjust in Phonely's settings on your agent page if you really want to do so. All right, so as it goes through, as it does that, it'll show you, if the customer ended calls, but let's check out another one to just show you really quick what happens if you send any live call actions. We got to find one that has one of those live call actions in it. Nope, none of this. Let's see. All right, so I found one here. So in this situation, as the customer ends calls, any post-call actions that are executed, you can see here. You can expand to see exactly the information that came out. This is obviously a test from Phonely's mainline, but any information that's going to come through there, you'll be able to see as it is executed inside of the conversation. Additionally, another feature that you have inside of Phonely's platform is the ability to play based upon any point in the conversation there as well. So simply hit play, and it'll start jumping from that mode right there. All right, so the next feature I want to jump into is the call flows. So call flows are, if you don't know how to get to them, you can go from call history over to call paths. And what they allow you to do is they allow you to basically see how your conversations are flowing, are interacting. And so where is this valuable? Well, if you click into this, it'll tell you basically as you have your maybe complicated flow built out, where are your calls ending. So you have all the same filtering inside of Phonely's platform, but what this allows you to do is, let's say that you want to know how many calls people that call in to schedule an appointment actually go through the process and do that inside of Phonely's platform. Well, here you can do that because you can see at what stage conversations are ending. So right here, as you can see, all of our calls from the filters that we have applied here, which are just our qualify and schedule demos, are ending there. So if we remove that filter, as you can see, we get a little bit more broad, and we can see that, okay, looks like 32% of our calls are ending right here. So maybe I want to adjust the prompt, maybe we'll tweak things around so that we don't have 32% of our calls ending here. We change the prompt, the wording, because maybe this means that the customer solution isn't resolved, or maybe they're not super happy if we're doing lead qualification. So here it really gives you that insight to just dive in the data and say, okay, where are our calls being ended? And it will also show you where your calls being routed. So if one day you adjust the date range, and maybe you say in the last 7 days, what are most of the callers calling about? If they're calling to schedule appointments, and that increases over from previously, it can give you a lot of data and analytics behind your customers to say, like, okay, well, what are they actually calling about? What's going on? Is there something wrong with maybe the product that I've put out, or something like that? So this, right in here, this gives you a lot of insight as to seeing, like, where your calls are going, what's actually happening with them. And I think that the analytics in here can be super powerful to just glance at, but also really dive into the details to understand from a small business organization all the way up to a large enterprise what is actually happening in your Phonely conversation. So that's the quick and dirty.